Next week, Wonder Woman 1984 drops on HBO Max. It's hard to remember all these dang services now. We have so many. But we are finally getting the sequel to Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman came out. First of all, I hated all the DC movies like Batman vs. Superman, Suicide Squad, all that stuff. All the bad ones, Man of Steel, all that stuff. I saw Wonder Woman in the theater when it came out. I really didn't like it. I've grown to appreciate it more. However, this is not a good movie. I know a lot of people were flipping out because I actually had a drama teacher and I was in this class and, I was talking with some kids. She always heard us talking. I was like, yeah, Wonder Woman was okay. And she's like, oh my gosh, oh, the women love it. And, because it's a movie made to be like, wow, a woman could be in a superhero movie that's successful, and it's like, yeah, but should we be praising Wonder Woman for that, or should we ask for a better made film with that, feature about it? I mean, here's the thing about it, like, this could be a better movie, and how cool would it be to say the best female, the first female-led superhero movie that was a big hit is also a great movie, instead of just an average kind of forgettable movie. Because no one's really talking about this movie after it came out. It's kind of forgettable. There are parts. Now, obviously, this movie is influenced by Richard Donner's Superman and the cheesy tone of the movie. However, it doesn't work very much because you have a very dark color palette. We're dealing with World War I. And this character, Wonder Woman, is inherently a goofy character. And you should be having fun with that. But they're not. And I get it. You have to treat World War I with a certain respect. But that's why the sequel looks a lot better in this regard, because you're playing up the color, the vibe of the character, the goofier nature. I mean, they got the villain in that movie is a character named Cheetah, okay? She's got golden armor with wings on it. She's, flying around her invisible jet, and this isn't spoilers, this is all in the trailer and in the merchandise and things like that. So we know all that's happening, and that's pretty cool. Who knows how all that will work in the movie, but it seems to already look better. And it seems to that's what I want out of this. And that's what I always thought with Wonder Woman. You should have set a movie in the 1970s or 60s. 80s is cool, but I would prefer 70s. I know she's kind of this god character, and it doesn't make sense for her not to be involved in World War I and II and things like that. So I get why they felt the need to do it. And as it stands, it's okay. The cheesy tone works sometimes. It works out pretty okay. Sometimes it's ridiculous. All the dialogue in this movie is terrible. You look at those old Spider-Man movies, those are terrible dialogue, but they have this cheesy vibe that really works. And why those movies work with that is that the dialogue isn't so absurdly terrible that you can't stand to listen to it. And it's not bland dialogue. It's just not very well written dialogue. This is bland, terrible dialogue that you hear in every movie, and it's just ridiculous, and it's so bad. And it's hard to watch. And then also they kept playing this twist up with Ares. I'm not going to spoil the twist and stuff. I know this is a movie that's been out for a while, but here's my thought. I'm uploading this video before the sequel comes out. So almost definitely people will be checking out this movie right now so that way they can watch the sequel. So if you're seeing this movie for the first time, I'm just saying, I'm not going to spoil it. But it's not very good about what it does with that twist, because the whole time they kept going, she's not like us, she's not like other Amazonians, and they keep saying this all the time like it's some big reveal, and then it's not done well. The twist with Ares being the villain, the whole ending is just a big dumb CGI fight battle scene, which the rest of the movie built up to the fact that they're not gonna do that and how this is a different type of story. But then they just went and did that, and it's terrible. It looks ugly. It's bad. It's just so horrible. The dialogue, just everything about it was terrible. It's terrible effects. In fact, this whole movie has terrible effects. Wonder Woman has some great action scenes, like the one with the trench and stuff. That's pretty cool, and they have a lot of fun with that, and they do some great stuff. But yeah, I just but the CGI in every single fight scene looks terrible, and it's just not right. It's just terrible. And then the score to this movie. I know some people like the Wonder Woman thing. Whatever. I did not represent that well at all. But it's a terrible, terrible sound. And I know people like that theme, but really, I think the only reason people remember it is because it's reprised multiple times in the movie, but it's terrible music. And the whole score is like trying to sound empowering and big and grand. And that's not what this movie is. It's just a cheesy, stupid superhero movie. And I don't mean that like in a mean way or in a bad way. That's what it is. Like, it's not trying to be super seriously. Like I said, it's mimicking Christopher Reeve's Superman the movie, or Richard Donner Superman the movie, you know? And so that's a very cheesy kind of movie. And so kind of mimicking that tone works out. It's still a fun movie. I really like watching it, but it's, you know, the fact that I hadn't seen this in like 2 years, okay, is not a good sign. Because every movie I like, I usually revisit like a year later. I don't usually wait to revisit most movies. And this movie was so forgettable that I kept forgetting to revisit it and things like that. And it got put off for a long time because it's, as much as I find the movie entertaining and fun to watch and I like it, it's not good. And, you know, I don't hear a lot of people talk about this movie anymore. And that's for good reason. It's just a forgettable, dumb movie. And I know people like it. And again, I like it too. So I'm not judging people or anything. But, you know, it's just like... Ugh. It was definitely a lot worse than it could have been. But I think people flipping out because it's a female-led superhero movie is dumb. You should ask for better movies. If you want representation, cool. But I think the representation should be good. And not just be, let's settle for whatever garbage we can get.